Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Maria Kafetzis, luxury real estate broker with Douglas Elliman Real Estate, and I am actually waiting for an appointment, so I'm a little early, and I decided to make a video because I've been getting a lot of phone calls since the pandemic, and actually before the pandemic, asking me, hey, real estate's doing amazing, I'm thinking of getting in the business, what do you think, how do I do it, how do I approach it? So I tell people, many people, I tell them it's not as luxurious of a lifestyle as you think. So you have to really, I'm going to start from the top. If you're thinking of getting into real estate, yes, it's a wonderful career for somebody who loves the business. You know, you have to be ready every single day with a big smile on your face and a clear head at all times. So real estate is not for everyone. It is a very unique business, and we deal with a lot of nonsense in the business because of the amount of people that come in the business that don't actually train, that don't have the experience, and that don't learn to, don't want to learn the experience. And they just do things a little bit halfway, and it affects the whole industry. So one of the biggest things I think is, really loving the business. That's how you will succeed in real estate, because if you are just kind of let me make some extra money type of thing, it's not really worth your time and effort, and you're not going to succeed at it, and you're going to hate the real estate field. So it's not a smart thing to do. Now, if you love real estate and you depend on your income, and you need to depend on that income, you need to keep in mind that usually the first 6 months to a year, you don't make much money. So don't expect to come into the real estate business and make $100,000 a year. It's just not going to happen, at least for till your second year, at least. And that's if you're doing it full time and really dedicating everything to it. Remember, there's agents in the business 30 years that don't even make $50,000 a year. You guys have to really keep that in mind. I mean, I think the average salary, which is not a salary, by the way, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but the average income of a realtor after taxes, even before taxes, is about, I think in New York, without taking the taxes out, it's about $101,000. And in Florida, I believe the, again, medium is around $72,000. And it goes from 50 to 72, and it goes from 80 to 101. So I'm giving you the higher numbers, just to give you an idea of the business. Now, to get to that point, you have to be pretty much experienced agent, so experience starts at about 5 years into the business. So, you have to keep in mind that for the first 5 years, you're not going to be making at the top portion of what you can make. So that's something to keep in mind. What do you do to get into the business? Okay, you go to school, you take your pre-licensing course, you pass a school test, and you pass the state test. Once you pass both tests, now you're able to go and what we call get sponsored by a company or join a company, right? So you go interview people, and most first-year agents, meaning you're just starting off, you don't have any sales experience in the past with real estate or any other sales experience. Sometimes they'll use your sales experience into this business. But let's say you don't have sales experience, or you have very little sales experience, or you sell, retail, or you sell something totally different. You're not in the real estate industry. At that point, you're looking, about 50% payout, typically speaking. So that means if you make $10,000, the company keeps $5,000. You take $5,000. Out of that, you have to pay taxes, and out of that, you have to pay any expenses you had, such as advertising if you had a listing, or whatever you spent on a buyer, or whatever you spent while you were working with a client. So as you can see, it's a big number that goes to the company. Even brokers, I'm a broker, and I pay out to my company as well. So it's not like, we get 100% payout because we're top producers. No, our company is capped at a certain payout, and if you're a top producer, you get into that payout, but it's still a substantial amount of money that's coming out of every single paycheck. So keeping that in mind. Now, to join, you have to obviously get licensed, and the licensing and the fees and the school, everything comes out to maybe about $500-600, depending on where you go. And then from there on, you have to pay your licensing fees, and so forth, which are very minimal numbers. Then when you join a company, you have to get E&O insurance, which is about $500 a year, as well as your MLS, depending on where you are, what state. I'm in New York and I'm in Florida. In Florida, there's a Miami MLS and there's multiple MLSs. There's like 50 of them, but I'm part of Palm Beach MLS, which covers all the way from West Palm Beach to Fort Lauderdale, and then Miami MLS, which covers all of Miami. Now, I can access the listings from both MLSs, but if I have a listing in Delray Beach or Boca Raton, it's not right to put it in an MLS in Miami, 2 counties away. Same thing with New York. We just merged in New York. I used to have 3 MLSs in New York. We just merged, and it's a one key, so it's pretty much everything combined now, which is kind of good because you get to see properties that you normally wouldn't have had access to. So anyway, going back to becoming a real estate agent. So once you get licensed and you're part of an office and now you have your MLS going, you have to find the buyers and the sellers. There's never a time that the company will give you a buyer or a seller. Sometimes we have up calls. I'm in an office with over 100 agents. The up calls take about a year and a half to come back to me. And sometimes you go and they're really not interested in selling, or they're not really serious sellers. So you cannot depend on that business. There is never, ever, ever a buyer that comes from our companies, no matter the company you work from or for. No matter who you're affiliated with, you do not get leads from the companies. You do not get a set salary. This is the big confusion that people get. I've had my own personal friends, get so excited, see me working and say, hey, I want to do what you're doing, come in the business, and then expect me to hand over clients that I have been working on for 20 years. I can't do that. This is my business, and now you have to create yours. I can help you, I can give you advice, but I cannot give you the business that I've been working for 20 years. Why would I? So it's an insane business. People come in and are like, oh my God, so where do I get a client? It is all networking, marketing, doing a great job, and getting the actual referrals from people that love you and know you and you do good work. That's why it takes a little time to build. So no, you're not going to come in the business and make $150,000. Now, you may have a client following, people that respect you, but usually what happens is you come from another field, you come from insurance, or you come from working in a restaurant, or you come from a hair salon, or you're a stay-home mom that never worked, or whatever the case may be, and you have no idea of the business. So now you have to find the client and service them correctly. Now, what happens if your cousin who's looking for a house or looking to sell their house, let's say a cousin that's looking to sell their house, you put their property on the market, you throw it on MLS, and you don't know what in the world else to do with the property except put it on MLS and hope for the phone calls. This is not right for your family member or for any client. So at that point, when you come in the business and you don't know the business, you should not be working alone. You should be tag teaming with someone else that is experienced and knows the business. Now, most agents come in with the mentality, well, why should I share this? I know this person. And then they get the listing, they put it on the market, and 6 months later, it expires, or they don't know what they're doing, and they lose the listing anyway. So this is a lot of what you experience in your first few years. We've all done it. I've done it. For sure. I got in the business at 21. I thought I really knew it all, and little did I know I knew nothing at 21. And I'm 41 now, and I think I know it all, but little do I know I probably don't know it all. But I know a heck of a lot more than I did when I came in the business in 2001. So it's very important that you train yourself. I am constantly in training. 19 and a half years. August is going to be 20 years. I am constantly training myself and doing events and doing seminars and really pushing to learn every single day. So it's a lot harder than you think, guys, and it's getting traction and getting client referrals and really just doing an amazing job each and every transaction, and it just multiplies and it becomes an unbelievable business, eventually. But you have to be patient with it. You have to love it. You have to have a passion for it. I'm extremely passionate for real estate. This is all I live, breathe, and eat, and it shows in my work, and I get everything done, and the way that my deals close really, I have never met another agent that works the way I do. And it's because of many things, but mostly because I strive to be the best in the business. So this is my little tidbit on getting into the business. You be really prepared for it. Make sure you love the business. You're not just doing it for the money, because there could be 6 months without a paycheck in this business. We do not have health insurance paid for us. We do not have pension plans paid for us. We do not get a set salary or any salary whatsoever. So if you're not closing, you're not earning. And that's as simple as it is. And the business does not come from a company. It doesn't matter who you join. You could join whomever you'd like. It absolutely does not come from the company, ever, ever, ever. And if they do, they're charging you 35 to 50% for each lead, which after you pay your fee, it's less than a rental fee. So any questions you have, if you're thinking of coming into the business, I get a lot of these phone calls. I wanted to put this video up because this covers the basics. If after this video you're still interested and you still have questions, please do feel free to call me. If you're looking to buy or sell, please do feel free to call me. Maria Kafetzis, Luxury Real Estate, 𝒞𝐿𝐻𝑀𝒮 Real Estate in both New York and Southeast Florida. And I hope to speak to all of you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.